have something to share. Just let me get it.
Monica goes to her bag to get something out. Monica returns with dusty sheets of paper.
So, remember how I wanted to write a own Star Trek-like thing? Yes, I do. That has been about half a year ago, right?
Back then, I was not in literature club, so I cannot recall this event.
I found my old and dusty first chapter of the story. I am kind of sad that I discontinued this thing. There is still a beginning of chapter 2, but nothing beyond that. Should we give it a read?
As if I would skip the mod's content. I am quite fascinated by that idea, I thought to myself. Yes! Monica blows the dust of the old sheet of paper before speaking up and reading it. Alright, another long story, but this time in Monica's voice.
Project Outsiders, Starfleet Chapter 1. It was peaceful and silent. Even in her dreams, it was peaceful. She had the best sleep she had in years, now that she was finally an official spaceship captain. Then the alarm clock began to scream with a sound that would usually rape her ears. Today, the sound was actually not all that bad, since she was very excited to get up. I turn off the alarm of the alarm clock with red letters saying it's 10:01. Then I look out of the window into the sun, which shines all over the city. The big skyscrapers and the flying cars will be something I will soon not see for a while, since I will soon be the captain of whatever ship I will be allowed to be the captain of.
They didn't even tell you the name of your ship?
I get out of my bed, and then I take a shower, something that always refreshes my body, but also my soul. After taking a shower, I put on my clothes. No, not my normal clothes. The new blue suit I got for the fact that I am now qualified to be a spaceship captain. Even though the suit is kind of tight, it is sure useful. After I dressed it on, I wanted to look in a mirror to see how I, Connie, look in it. I personally think that I look good in it. That outfit choosing system really chose a good outfit for me. I passed the golden diamond-shaped thing on my chest, and it is the button to activate the Pt.END, phone-like terminal, which lets a screen appear in my sight, which shows the time, and also some other things. Therefore, it shows anything a normal phone does, just tied to clothing.
Well, that's convenient.
I saw a notification on my Pt.END. With a click on that notification, it directly leads me to a message from the house computer saying that during the night, the package with my Verquack arrived. Verquack are a kind of AI that got heavily inspired by pinatas. The great thing about a Verquack is that they can provide knowledge and advice, but the most special thing is that they can enter digital programs, such as the internal system of a spaceship to scan or trigger things from the inside, better than any internal scan or fix program can. I then go through my home through the hallway to the door leading out into the city. Close to the main door is a box, which is connected to the other side of the wall, where mail and packages can be put in. Then I take the white Premier ball with red stripes from the box, which includes Verquack.
Okay.
I never had a variation of the data ball in my hand, even though there are some people who own several pinatas. I never was one of them, so having a real data ball in my hand was something special. I pressed the button on the Premier ball, and the Verquack inside of it projected out of the ball. The Verquack looked surreal, but cute at the same time. Or on the same time. It is a bit like a red goose, but levitating over the ground. It has a brown beak and also brown feet. It has big, goofy eyes. The Verquack looks around, as if it is scanning its environment. Then the Verquack looks me directly in the eyes, as if it is expecting me to do something. Hi, Verquack. I am Connie, your new owner. I say slightly unsure, but still I try to sound confident.
Verquack.
The Verquack answers, as if it is unhappy. Or is happy, rather. I had completely forgotten that those kind of pinatas speak a weird language, and that everything sounds like their name. I will only be able to hear Verquack, or verses from that word from my Verquack. Even though there are people that understand pinata and can be translators. Then I remembered something that they made possible in the newest versions of Verquack. Verquack, can you please speak human with me? I then ask the Verquack, and then I hear some sounds that sound like they come from an old computer. And then the Verquack says,
Connie, now I speak human. Is that right?
In a voice that sounds surprisingly grown up for the look of the Verquack, and I say, yes, that is fine, Verquack.
Then what do you want to call me?
The Verquack then asks me in a calm voice. Since I already thought about it, I know it already. How about Goosey? I thought of that name because a Verquack looks a bit like a duck. I know it sounds a bit silly, but I am not the kind of person who would mind that.
Okay, then I am Goosey. The
Verquack then stated, which made me feel that he is faithful to me, similar to a good crew is their wise captain. Okay, Goosey, How about we look in the morning news together? I ask the fur quack, even though I expect that Goosey will agree, both as an own being and as a robotic slave.
Of course,
Goosey replied, as both I walked and Goosey levitated to my bedroom, where is also a TV. Even though I could look the news up in the PLT, I prefer watching it on TV. Computer, turn on the TV and switch to the morning news. I told the house computer as I arrived in my bedroom, and then the TV turned on, so I can watch a person telling the most important news.
Let's see. Because of the soon Pinata Universal Tournament, the Nintendo system is now full of tourists ready to see the Pinata Universal Tournament. 22,200, short also known as Pt.END, in a month. That results in travels that go over the Nintendo system get avoided to ensure that only people get in or out and not through.
Was the first thing the news person told us, even though I usually would find that boring. That could become interesting for me since soon I will be controlling a spaceship.
Beside of that, one of the head scientists in the Multiverse Science Department, Kotnoha from the Crimson Foundation, wants to assemble a team to explore a parallel dimension. She wants all kind of people. When you think you have the stuff to join the team, you should consider sending in a resume. But you should give it your all, since the entire news team is sure it is not going to be easy.
That was the second news, and that interested me really. Exploring parallel dimensions could be anything. I was truly interested. I know that I need to at least try to get in there. Goosey, can you help me sending my application to the parallel dimension exploring thing? I then asked Goosey, since even though I already wrote applications in my life, I think I could use some help.
Of course.
Goosey replied, and then we both began to write an application for me. So I opened an app on my PLT. With a few clicks, there was a sheet with all the tools I need. So I and Goosey then wrote together an application, and I need to admit, it resulted in being a great sheet. Then I sent it in with the help of Goosey. Now the only thing I could do was wait and hope. You really evolved a lot as an author. Back when then your stories lacked your signature abstract style. Yeah, I think it is because being in the literature club for long really made me find my own style. We came very far. I also think it is because writing poems is very different to writing long stories. So, Monica's writing tip of the day. Each format of writing has its unique opportunities in storytelling. Classic literature, radio plays, movies, and even video games. They are all different. What works in one format may not work in another one, but that is completely okay. That is what makes each method unique.
Sayori seems to be a bit disappointed about something. Okay, well, there's two about somethings, and you need another P in disappointed. What is the matter, Sayori?
Nothing of note. I do not have anything special to show. Sayori, there were words there, but they blinked away in an instant. There is no reason to... I know that there is no reason for me to be sad about it. I just want to be more honest with myself. I do not want to go supernova like I almost did. I totally get you, Sayori, but you have your worm with you. I do not have a newt cat or something similar with me. Reverb. I miss the club so much. Do not get me wrong, the gardening club was nice and Wendy is my friend now. But all of you are the club. And that is why I like the club, most likely. We can even do something like cleaning up a dirty house as long as we do it as the club. Well said, Sayori.
Monica's still sad about this.
I would even agree. Just for the most part. I am glad to see that everyone is going great. Club dismissed and see you all tomorrow. I have an appointment at the dentist later, and I do not want to come late. Or come too late.
I had an idea what I may do tonight. I kind of feel like I should spend more time with the club. How about we watch anime tonight, Natsuki?
Why do you even think I would be interested? Why would I hang out with some mad filth like you? Statement, not a question. You could not even get good arguments to save your life. I cannot even understand why Sayori would like for any reason beyond sympathy. Why do I do that? 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 Why do I feel the urge to spend time with you? Why do I want to feel amnesia? Amnesia, rather.
Oh, I was just curious for a second. I wanted to see how many why do I do that so they were there. I had a feeling they ran off the bottom of the screen.
Do I want to forget or must I forget? Do I want to forget or must I forget? Do I want to forget, or must I forget?
Do I want to forget, or must I forget?
I must forget. I must.
Forget. Okay. Hallie and Natsuki quickly leave the room after this exchange, leaving only Yuri and Sayori in the room.
Can I ask you something regarding your world, Wendy? Of course, Yuri. What do you want to know? Also, my name is Sayori. How do you deal with the sparrowmans?
Wait. Oh right, the worm's name was Wendy. I'm dumb.
I usually just feed them a blueberry seed and run away. That is the best I can do, in my opinion. Feeding the birds the seeds they like so that they can get something other than Wendy to eat. That is very good moral behavior. I did not expect anything less from you. Do not get my behavior wrong. I asked to avoid it easy to avoid death. I sadly get why you would tell me such a thing. I can be at least ungrateful sometimes. Anyway, I plan to head home soon. Do not want my parents to worry about me. Goodbye.
Now Yuri is alone in the literature club. Soon Yuri leaves as well. And the club is empty once again. Let's change perspectives. Okay. Meanwhile, at Sayori's house, the door can be heard opening as Sayori arrives. Her parents instantly notice her.
How has been the literature club? It has been great, Mom. Natsuki wrote an extra great poem. I think you two need to hear it.
Yeah, sure. Do you have it written down? Sayori is shocked by herself due to the shift in position. Her worm fell off her shoulders. She quickly picks Wendy back up.
Sorry, Wendy.
Sayori looks really disappointed in herself, and her parents share concerned looks.
Hey, things like that can happen. No worries, piñatas are oddly enough quite tough. Trust me, else I could never have raised a bunny comb as a child.
How about you tell us of Natsuki's poems? Even if you get it wrong, we probably just laugh. We probably just laugh.
You are probably right.
Sayori clears her throat before speaking up.
I am here in the garden. My favorite place. I am living in the garden. I really want to stay.
Did you memorize her poem?
I am sitting in the garden. I have my wife on my side. We talk about nature in lots and lots of ways, including why we want to stay alive. I am watering plants in the garden, giving them the scent of life. Cause the flowers need care, lots and lots of care, or else the flowers will die. I am breathing in the garden. I smell the garden air. Even if people get stung sometimes, I never would want some of them to die. I am eating in the garden. I soon have to sadly leave. I am crying in the garden. The flowers absorb the tears for me.
I feel like that's not exactly how it went. Both her parents applaud. Wow, Natsuki really did something really good on that one.
Especially considering that her version is probably a tiny bit better. Oh, especially, sorry. How was the club other than Natsuki's stellar poem? Statement, not a question. I think I learned Wendy actually has a taste for literature. I think I should read to her a few books I made. You could read her Josie the Puzzle Gum. You loved that book as a kid.
I still know that book in and out to this very day. You really loved that book as a young girl.
I also know that book in and out. I could perform it here and now for my worm.
And then go ahead.
Sayori gets ready to once again present something. Once upon a time, there was a puzzle gum called Josie. She lives in a tiny building, hidden at the bottom of a rose bush. Oh, Wendy, unlike other puzzle gum or bees, she has red and yellow stripes, or stripes. I would show you the picture book, but I do it off memory. Anyway, every morning she prepared her wings and began to work. She sits on flowers to collect nectar, one flower after another. Once she returns home, she fills bottles with honey and uses said honey to make golden candies, which she wraps in colorful paper. That reminds me, there was this type of golden candy I always liked as a child. I think I liked them that much because of that story. It is too bad that production on those got canceled, else I would probably eat them happily ever after. I am sorry, I will stay focused on the story. Although one day, as she returned home, there was a huge mess in her home, and Oh, horrors! A fourth of her honey and of the golden candies were only the wrappings left. After cleaning up a bit, she flew angrily out around the garden to ask the nate pores. Billy B said that he did not hear anything. Butter the red fluttersotch, who flies around collecting nectar of his own, sadly did not see anything as well, and Josie knows she can ignore the busy sugar-collecting ants. Josie flew back to her home all sad to go to bed. She wanted to leave the entire thing behind her, but guess who was in her bed?
Ring?
A gnome! One of those you can see in gardens. Josie was angry and shocked at the sight and tries to shake the gnome awake out of her own bed. The gnome simply complains about her bed being too small. Josie was mad and confused at the same time. Am I honey? Josie asked the gnome, shaking him faster. Instead of a response, all she got was sleepy compliments for the honey. Josie had enough and used the broom to hit the gnome on the butt. The gnome quickly woke up and in shock he ran away. The gnome hurried so much that he left hit red hat, his red shoes, and a bell behind. Josie found the bell to be quite pretty. If you randomly see a puzzle gum that has no clothes, do not think that you dream. Or if you find a gnome who lacks no clothes, do not think you dream as well. So that has been it. How did you like it, Wendy?
Sayori is happy at the fact of her worm sharing that literature club. Her parents can see her happiness on her face. But before we end this, here are the credits. Credits. DLC has been made by Team Salvato. Viva Pinata has been made by Microsoft. Sayori's mother has been made by Latte Addicted. Sayori's father has been made by Stormblaze 7530. The Sayori Worm Sprite, the writing, and the remixes have been made by me, Trisha Serpafu. Special thanks to Antune Kings? I don't know. Tell me feedback on Discord if you want. And there's his Discord. Join his Discord if you want updates on future DDLC mods. I really hope you had fun. And that was it. That was Viva Viva Literature Club. Yup. Well, that's gonna do it for that one. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time with more Doki Doki. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.